Be 2017, and we continue to bring you the latest from the political world as well as the business world. And we have been having an interesting conversation with Mary Muthoni, who is still with us in studio this afternoon, just dissecting issues around women and devolution. And we'll be getting back to that conversation to get her views on matters to do with what are the missed opportunities that women have lost out on, and what can be done differently to ensure that they can be able to take part in nation building, at the same time expanding their businesses and improving livelihoods at the rural level. Let's take a few stories first. And the youth unemployment thorn is expected to continue surging, with the number of unemployed youth expected to double between 2010 and 2050. Data from Youth Fund states that Kenya's economy generated 832,900 new jobs in 2016, with 90% coming from the informal sector. The number of generated jobs falls short of over 400,000 of the 1.3 million needed.
And it is quite evident that when people lack opportunities, the frustrations that come with it will lead to an increase in, criminal activities, in violence, and so on. Now, what happens is that when you have a situation with so many people out of work and without the ability to make a meaningful income for themselves and to take care of their families, it threatens even those people who are able to work or to get some income. So the whole purpose of this study that we have conducted over the last few days was actually to look at the initiatives that are there and ask ourselves the question, if we have been doing so many things, why is it that we still have a problem, and what do we need to do to be able to move forward?
This situation is just not unique to Kibera. Kwa hivyo wase wa Kibera si ati ni system imeconspire kuwaweka huko. Ni venye economy iko. Lakini ndio kwa maana tumekuja hapa siku ya leo so that we can put our minds together. Hii project si yetu, si ya system, si ya watu wamekaa hapa ati wamechora research, wanachora mapapers. Round hii tunasema hii project lazima ikuwe ni yenyu. Tumekubaliana? Vijana? Hii project tunataka ikuwe yenyu, ikuwe nyinyi ndio mmetupatia hizo ideas. Sisi kazi yetu ni kuprovide resources, kuprovide technical assistance. Nyinyi ndio mtakimbia na hii project mtaani. Nyinyi ndio mtaenda kurecruit participants wa hii project. Nyinyi ndio mtafanya monitoring and evaluation, mtuambie by the way project yenyu kuna venye wasee wa Sarang'ombe wameikataa juu ya 1 2 3. Tumesikizana? Wamama zetu najua pia wako hapa. Na mimi by the way, kitu ambayo inaitwa ukabila, mimi huambia watu, mkitaka kujua ukabila haimo Kenya yetu hii, tembea Kibera. Kibera consumes massively. And they normally say if you want to see the amount of consumption, measure it by the amount of waste. Right? Garbage, takataka. Right? The more waste you produce, it means you're consuming a lot. Kweli rongo, watu wa Kibera. Na waste, takataka si ni shida kule Kibera kweli. Inamaanisha in terms of consumption, wana Kibera are consuming a lot. Lakini tukianza kuhesabu mama, kuanzia asubuhi, mkate ambayo unapatia watoto, uji ambayo unapatia watoto, vitabu ambayo umenunulia watoto, sukuma wiki ambayo utawapikia jioni, maziwa ambayo utawalisha, tissue paper ambayo utawapatia, zinatoka wapi? Zinatoka nje ya Kibera, sivyo?
Well, that is Ronnie Osumba, the chairman of the Youth Fund, just giving out the latest figures of unemployment in the country. They seem to have gone down, but majority of the youth are saying, where are the jobs? Well, Moving on, the government maintains that the enforcement of a plastics ban will come into effect in 5 days' time. Addressing the media early this morning, Environment Principal Secretary Charles Sunkuli, however, stated that bags for disposing garbage and other hazardous chemicals are exempted from the ban. The government has already authorized 40 manufacturers to distribute alternative packaging solutions. The ban comes into effect on Monday, the 28th of this month.
Remember, we are not banning all the plastic materials. Most of these industries produce multiple products. The carrier bags is just one part, one single product. There are so many other products like the tanks, the poles, and other materials that have not been banned in this regard. And remember that one of the questions that has been raised is that the jobs that will be lost is substantial. There is no adequate statistics to confirm that that is the number of jobs that will be lost. And at the same time, in terms of food packaging at the source, at the industry level, we expect that they be labeled to know who is manufacturing this and to what user, who is a user of that product.
Well, we continue to follow up on that story around the ban, which is expected to take effect come next week on Monday. We have our team just trying to catch up on what are the missing links, even as the ban comes into effect. Let's still stay on that story, and even as Kenya leaps towards implementation of the plastics ban, its East African counterpart, Rwanda, has been plastic bag-free since 2008. Rwanda completely banned plastic bags when other countries around the world were struggling with plastic waste. Our Kigali-based correspondent Eugene Anangwe spoke to engineer Cloetha Ruhamia, Director General of the Rwanda Environment Management Authority, who shared lessons from Rwanda's plastic ban. Take a look.
In 2004, Rwanda made a bold move through a cabinet directive that banned the use of plastic bags in the country. Cloetha Ruhamia is the Director General of the Rwanda Environment Management Authority, and she tells me that the country went on to implement the cabinet directive, even as the legal process of creating the law prohibiting the use of plastic bags was still in the works.
I don't know whether we are here, but that all the plastic bags were scattered all over the country, actually, not only in Kigali. You could see these plastic black ones, and those transparent ones, you could see them all over the place because people had a culture of littering, and plastics were used in everything, including packaging water for drinking and milk and everything.
Just like in Kenya, in Rwanda, there was also a level of resistance to the new directive by a section of citizens and institutions.
But the good thing, I think, we had a very strong political will, and also the process we went through, engaging other stakeholders, engaging the community, educating them that we need a clean environment. I think people started enjoying the clean environment, and then they came on board also to participate in the implementation of the law.
Cloetha says Rwanda managed to turn the fears of impending job losses due to the ban on plastic bags into opportunities.
When we stopped plastics, it was an opportunity for other companies to invest in alternative packaging. I think you have been around, you can see these paper bags, these packages for packaging breads. Those are emerged, new industries that were emerged or were born as a result of banning plastics. It was an opportunity also for clean and green investment or green industries. So I want to tell the Kenyans and the other fellow in the region and outside the region that when we ban plastics, it's an opportunity also to invest in alternative or changing the way we do things. So it is also another opportunity to create more jobs and, more importantly, clean jobs.
A drive around Kigali leaves you marveling at the level of cleanliness. The secret to the successful implementation of the ban on plastics?
We put in place a sensitization program, of course, in and outside the country. We worked with the airlines and we produced some video and some communication material, and could be announced in the airline, in flight. Before you take off from, let's say, Amsterdam, they could ask, who is going to Kigali? If you are going to Kigali, please, it's a plastic-free environment. So people in the duty-free, I don't know whether you manage to travel with these airlines, they normally ask, are you going to Kigali? When you say yes, they give you alternative packaging. They don't package in plastics.
Despite Rwanda's success story of being able to fully implement the ban on plastics, some still manage to make their way into the country.
So we make sure we have some collection mechanism and recycling mechanism that can at least collect those that are already in the country or they are coming with alternative packaging, but also recycled to produce other plastics that are useful in other areas, because we still have plastics in some sectors that we need to use.
13 years later, those who are pro and against the ban on plastics in Rwanda all seem to be enjoying the fruits of the bold decision.
If you compare the environment you see outside today and previously before 2004, where you could find this environment is so full of plastics all over, the drainage system are clogged. Most of the time when it rains, that's where you find it blocks the flow of water and then it might cause floods. You have been experiencing this in the other countries or other cities, mostly in cities. So enjoying clean environment is one thing.
For KTN News in Kigali, Rwanda, I'm Eugene Anangwe reporting.
Indeed, very pertinent lessons there from Rwanda. And I can actually attest, my stay there, we didn't see any paper bags on the streets. Perhaps Kenya needs to really take these things